Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Bismillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Isang magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. Sa lahat po ng miyembro ng ating komite, sa ating pong mga kagalang-galang na panauhin na kapiling po natin ngayon. Ngayon, siyempre po, at ako po ay nandidikayahan sapagkat katabi ko po ang aming idolo, anak ng masa, ang nag-iisang manong, Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Magandang hapon po. Ngayong araw po na ito ay nagtitipon tayo sa bulwagang ito upang talakayin ang panukalang batas na inihain ng inyong lingkod, ang Senate Bill number 2462, an act providing the Muslim Filipinos better access to Sharia courts, amending for the Purpose Republic Act number 9997, otherwise known as the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos Act of 2009, na inihain ng inyong lingkod. Natanggap na rin po ng mataas na kapulungan ang bersyon ng panukala na aprobado na sa pangatlong pagbasa mula naman po sa malaking kapulungan, ang House Bill number 9045 ni Representative Muhammad Khalid Dimaporo, Galipe, Palma, Hataman, Arbison, Mastura, Siti Amina Dimaporo, Sakaluran, Abalos, Adyong, Balindong, Sali, Paglas, at Sharon. Bago po tayo magsimula, nais ko pong ipakilala ang mga kasama natin, ang kasama po natin. Unahin po natin uli ang aking idolo, Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Senator Jinggoy Estrada, meron po ba kayong gustong sabihin po?
Maraming salamat, Senator. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon sa inyo lahat. Alam niyo, napaka-importanting piece of legislation ito at ako'y pusong sumusuporta dito sa panukalang batas ng ating Senador, si Senator Robin Padilla. Yun naman po.
Maraming salamat po, Idol. At sa puntong ito, ating pong idinideklara ang quorum. Nais din po natin batiin ang ating mga resource persons ngayong hapon. Tinatawagan po natin ang ating napakabuti na Committee Secretary, Binibining Bernardine Mahinay, upang kilalanin po ang ating mga bisita para sa araw nito.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. Our resource persons for this afternoon's public hearing, we start with Attorney Michael Mitoon Ali, representing the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos. He is the acting director for Bureau on Muslim Cultural Affairs. From the Philippine Statistics Authority, we have Statistical Specialist Mr. Raulo Dorice. From the Department of Justice, we have State Counsel, the Attorney Ulysses Aguila. Good afternoon, sir. From the DICT, or Department of Information and Communications Technology, we have Yusek David Almirol, Undersecretary for E-Government, Office of the Undersecretary for E-Government. We also have with him Engineer Shia Castro, Information Systems Analyst, under Government Digital Transformation Bureau, and Ms. Abigail Glenn, Information Systems Analyst, also from the Government Digital Transformation Bureau. From the Department of Budget and Management, we have Acting Director of the Budget Information Legislative Service, Attorney Trisha Baraan. We also have from the Court Administrator's Office, Deputy Court Administrator, it's from the Office of the Court Administrator, Attorney Leo Valentino Madrazo. Good afternoon, sir. And also, Mr. Chair, we have the President of the Alul by Philippine Islamic Assembly Incorporated. We have the Honorable Imam Daniel Abu Haris Anawari. And online, Mr. Chair, we have Brother Isa Javier.
Maraming salamat po, Konsek. Senator Jinggoy, meron po kayong opening statement?
Wala na, pwede na ba magkaroon?
Opo, sige po. Bisaan po natin.
Attorney Madrazo, kasi ang panukalang batas ni Senator Padilla providing the Muslim Filipinos better access to Sharia courts. Wala ba nang, hindi ba nakaka-access ang ating mga kapatid Muslims sa Sharia courts?
Good afternoon, Senator. Nakaka-access naman po, but there's a need to improve the services and access to justice of our Sharia
Like
courts.
what kind of improvement do they need?
Probably first is the situation of the Sharia courts itself in court house po. We have to establish them in other places other than in Mindanao.
Okay, just educate this representation. How many Sharia courts do we have in our country? Of course, most of them are stationed in Muslim areas, such as in Mindanao. How many Sharia courts do we have?
Number of courts based on our statistics on 51 that are created, 36 are organized.
51 are created. This is
Based on law.
spread all over Mindanao.
Yes.
Where in Mindanao in particular? Saan yung pinakamaraming Sharia courts?
Yung pangmarami po is the Maguindanao po.
Okay. Do you have how many Sharia courts in Mindanao?
There are 15 and but the number of vacancies there is 12.
Well, you have 15 existing Sharia courts.
No, 15 circuit courts and
What do you mean by circuit courts?
circuit po pagkakasamang munisipyo in a certain place. Doon mo ang seat ng courthouse.
Alright. Ito ba meron din mga executive judge, meron mga katulad din sa mga regular courts natin?
Ang executive judge po nila is yung Sharia District Court po.
Sharia District Court.
Ang equivalent po niya is yung regional trial
Okay,
court.
who appoints the members of the Sharia Court? President?
Yes po.
Okay. Kailangan abogado? Not really.
Not sa Sharia bar passer po sa.
So meron ibang examination ang
Ang Sharia bar council or Sharia bar.
who administers it?
Supreme Court din po.
Just to refresh my...
Yes po, Supreme Court din po.
Supreme Court.
Yes po.
Supreme kailan ginagawa ito?
Every 2 years. Every 2 years. There's one schedule.
So these are licensed, how do you call them, judge?
Sharia counselors.
A Sharia
Counselors or lawyers.
Counselors.
They're authorized to practice under the Sharia bar or Sharia law.
Okay. So these pastors of the Sharia, what do you call this?
Sharia bar. Sharia bar.
Of course, they are not allowed to practice as a lawyer here. They're in our regular courts.
Yes po. Yes po, Senator.
So yung mga abogado natin, they are also not allowed to conduct hearings to Sharia.
Yes, unless you are also a Sharia bar pastor.
Okay, who defends, for example, ako, meron akong kaso sa Sharia court. Sino pwede mag-defend sa akin?
Sharia counselor po, or Sharia bar pastor.
So how many, in totality, how many are Sharia board pastors?
I do not have, sorry po, I do not have the statistics on the number.
Okay, the Supreme Court holds every year this examination.
Every 2 years po.
Every 2 years. Ilan yung mga nag-apply? Ilan yung mga nag-examine?
This coming year po, parang they're expecting more than 1,000
Only?
applicants.
So where is this legal? Manila.
The proposal, because they're planning to do it digital or online in certain sites po. Like they're looking at 1 or 2 bar sites in Mindanao and 1 in
Usually, where is it being done? Usually.
usually in a school where there is
In
in
Mindanao.
the last bar was Sharia bar was in the Court of Appeals.
It was
In the Court of Appeals auditorium.
Where? Here?
Yes po.
Manila?
Yes po.
Alright. What are the usual cases filed before the Sharia courts?
Divorce and
Divorce.
family relations. Yes.
Divorce?
Yes, and family relations.
Di ba?
property, yes, and their property.
Kasi ngayon lang mga Muslim ng divorce kasi di ba entitled sila sa kapay.
Yes po.
So meron din mga kasong divorce. Ha? O gusto matagdagan. So divorce matters. Okay, yung mga nature of cases lang.
Property relations po, and other property relations involving fellow Muslims.
So, alright. What is the intent of this law? Kailangan ba magdagdag mga Sharia courts to be more accessible sa ating Muslim brothers and sisters?
Meron kong separate proposed bill si Senator Padilla, but the one that is on the table right now is yung there are certain provisions that they intend to amend yung sa Republic Act 997, yung sa National Commission of Muslim Filipinos and its Bureau of Legal Affairs. And then, yung digital transformation for Sharia court services and reportorial requirements to certain authorities po. Tatlo po yung naging comments or position paper o ng Office of the Court Administrator on this proposed.
So yung mga Sharia board passers, hindi under support administrator?
Under din po, because under po lahat ng law, whether it's Sharia bar or regular bar, is under the supervision of the Supreme Court and the Office of the Bar.
Okay, halimbawa, ang isang board, Sharia board passer ba ang tawag na nagkaroon ng disciplinary action, who disciplines them?
Supreme Court.
Court?
Supreme Court.
Meron na nangyari.
Meron ako siguro in the past. In the recent memory po, wala ako na-receive na report on that.
Okay, are there many backlog cases before the Sharia courts?
Hindi naman ako ganun marami ang case flow nila. It's on the statistics. May mga lugar ako na konti lang ang case load, may mga ibang lugar na substantial din po yung case load.
Okay, dun sa mga kumukuha ng Sharia bar, you said almost around 1,000. Pero last year, kalahati lang ng nag-attempt na pumasok sa... Why is the turnout quite low? Are they not interested?
Siguro, several factors po siguro. And one of this is you need to be prepared to take the review courses.
What is the difference between the bar exams and the Sharia exam?
Ang nag-aamin
Ano ang mas mahirap? Siyempre bar.
yung regular bar.
Yung regular bar.
bar.
Kasi ang percentage ng pumapasa sa bar exams natin, around 30%.
Yesterday's result was 36%.
36% only. Doon sa Sharia bar, ilan percent usually ang pumapasa?
I don't have the
Is it
statistics.
more difficult than the regular bar exam? So do you think? As a lawyer, have you seen an examination paper of the Sharia bar?
Sorry po na, I haven't been
Yeah,
involved. Probably next year, I might be involved in the Sharia bar, on digital Sharia bar examination, which they will conduct it in Mindanao.
Alright, that's it, Mr. Chair. Thank you for attending this presentation.
Thank you po, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Senator Jingoy Estrada. Napakaganda po nung exchange ng tanungan sapagkat kailangan po natin talaga din maipaliwanag sa mga hindi Muslim kung ano po yung kaibahan ng Sharia at doon po sa ating law. At napakalinaw po ng inyong exchange. Ang gusto ko lamang pong pakinggan ngayon yung NCMM para po doon sa mga katanungan ni Senator Jingoy Estrada. Brother Attorney Michael Mitoon J. Ali, napakaganda po ng tanong kanina ni Senator Jinggoy. Patungkol po dun sa bakit kailangan amendahan yung inyong Republic Act at bakit kailangan namin kayong dagdagan ng trabaho. Kasi trabaho ito. O, bakit po ba sa palagay po ninyo dagdagan natin ang inyong trabaho patungkol po dito sa Sharia?
If I may comment, Assalamualaikum, good afternoon to everybody. For us to address po yung concern ni Senators na kanina po, if I may, I can just put a little background po sa situation. Sharia counselors, tulad po ng tanong kanina ng Senator, basically the coverage of their practice is ED 83, which only covers family relations, Muslim family relations. Basically po, yung ED 23 provides also for the qualifications, nabanggit kanina, qualifications for the judges who will be sitting as judges either to the circuit courts or the district courts, Sharia circuit or district courts. Ngayon po, when ED 83 was passed, all of the salas that was created centered sa Muslim Mindanao area because at that time, time po na pinasok ni former President Ferdinand Marcos, nandun po ang majority ng massive population. Unfortunately, as we have been personally experiencing po dito sa NCM, throughout the years, especially because of so many factors, nagkaroon na po ng diaspora ng population ng Muslim Filipinos, spread out na siya outside of Mindanao. Ako po, ang pinakamagandang halimbawa ko po siguro is ako. I was born and raised here in Manila, but to Muslim parents.
Okay, yung attorney mo, regular
Yes, regular. Yes, correct. And despite the fact that I was born and raised in the Philippines, I've never, prior to my engagement with the commission, I've never actually visited Mindanao. But nung kinasal po ako, for me to submit my marriage documents, I had to access yung Zamboanga Sharia Court because that's the nearest court where we can submit our marriage documents. So yun po siguro yung pinakamagandang example. Ako, I'm here in Manila, I have no access to a Sharia court. And this was highlighted ng pandemic. Ang dami pong Muslim na nakakalat na throughout the islands and no direct access po sa...
Okay, if I may interrupt, it's quite interesting to know about this now. You're a Muslim, huh?
Yes po.
You married a Muslim also?
Yes.
Alright. Yung pagka-register, saan nyo register yun?
Sa Sharia court po namin siya nire-register.
Not sa register?
Hindi
Sa
po.
civil registry?
Well, actually po, to be told, we can actually submit before the civil registry, but since Muslim rights po namin ginawa yung kasal, we also submitted before the Sharia. We prefer...
So you do not have any records sa civil registry?
yung ano po, yung Sharia record po namin.
Sa akin sa Zamboanga ka mo?
Yes po.
Okay, so wala, you did not submit the marriage documents sa Zamboanga
We
registry?
sa Sharia court po, yung Sharia court na po ang
This Sharia court of Zamboanga will...
be the one to furnish the civil registry and then eventually PSA. There is a particular PSA for Islamic. So, ayun po, highlighted by nung pandemic, walang act. You cannot leave you cannot go out of your houses, you cannot leave. Maganda kung halimbawa sa Baguio, there's a burgeoning, in fact, there's a big Muslim population in Baguio right now. But majority po nung nasa Baguio na yan, still traces their roots somewhere in Muslim Mindanao. During the pandemic, for whatever reason, sabihin natin, kailangan mag-secure ng kinasal kayo, mag-divorce kayo, property relations, all of these things had to be forced to the courts. Pero may disconnect because physically impossible po lalo na ng pandemic. So, na-highlight po yung lack of pagkakaroon ng availability ng courts. So, yung yung tanong kanina, you were asking din po also, Senator, with regards to the passing rate ng Sharia counselors. Similar to the regular bar, nagpa-fluctuate po siya. Although, ang reason behind it is more than just the fact that mas mahirap yung regular bar. Kasi po, for a Sharia counselor to be called a Sharia counselor, they need to undergo a 45-day training and then eventually be allowed to take a special bar. So, a lot of the time po.
Just one question, if I have information at this share. Just crossed my mind. Lahat ng Sharia courts not based sa Mindanao, wala ba dito based sa ibang probinsya like Metro Manila o sa iba't ibang mag-umpisa dito?
Wala po, kasab na.
Kasi marami tayong fellow sa mga kapatid na Muslim dito sa Manila, sa Manila. Ha?
Yes. As of now po wala. Wala pa pong legislation that
Do we intend to put up a Sharia court in Manila or in Metro Manila or?
To my knowledge po, there have been bills passed before pero hindi po nakatawid. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, sa lower house po, merong recently kakapasa lang po na creation.
Meron na palang bill si Senator Padilla para magkaroon to establish additional judicial districts in areas without Sharia court. Maybe it is not only in the Mindanao region, maybe we can establish courts within the Visayas area and so on. But I will be supporting this kasi hindi lang naman sa Mindanao maraming Muslim. Dito, nagkalat na actually. No? Pati siguro sa Visayas region. Sige na.
Then, to proceed thereafter po, so basically po, yun ang concern. We were given PD 2083 at the time, but throughout, obviously, the past decades po, nag-evolve po yung landscape as po yung whereabouts ng mga Muslim Filipinos. So, nagkaroon na ng gap. Ngayon po, in addition po dun sa situation na yun, the bill that is currently being discussed po right now also seeks to empower yung National Commission of Muslim Filipinos, particularly po yung Bureau of Legal Affairs. Actually po, in fact, I'm supposedly accompanied by the sitting director of the Bureau of Legal Affairs. Coincidentally po, I'm also actually part of the Bureau of Legal Affairs. Naka-acting lang po ako dun sa current directorship ko po dito. So, kami po, personally, wala po sa function namin yung specific assistance, Sharia assistance na introduce ng bill. The bill actually allows us or empowers us to facilitate na patulungan namin yung mga displays nga po, yung medyo malayo sa courts, to have access to it. Kami po, when this bill was being proposed sa lower house, kay Congressman Dimacoro po, we already actually expressed our support for it. In fact, yung final version po was created after nung submission of all our inputs. So yung output po dito, basically we also are fully supportive of it because it allows us to provide or extend assistance dun sa mga Sharia concerns ng mga constituents po natin. Which right now, the NCMF has 13 regional offices and somehow if the NCMF is empowered to do these functions, kasi alam po namin, kahit po na-pass na yung proposition sa bills ng creation ng courts, hindi po ganun kabilis. So, ang amin is to be able to yung fix yung gap na yun between yung mga aming constituents na malayo dun sa courts and then kami, na available kami in 13 regional offices.
Ang napakalinaw ng Maraming salamat kapatid, napakalinaw ng iyong pagpapaliwanag. Wala na akong maitatanong sa'yo, sinagot mo na. Maraming salamat. Opo. Gusto ko lang pong ipapating sa lahat ng mga nandito, lalo na po nanonood sa social media. Mismong Supreme Court po ang nagsabi kay Senate President Miguel Zubiri na kailangan natin ng Sharia court sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas. At mismo, si Senate President Miguel Zubiri ang nagsabi sa akin na i-file ko. Kaya nakakatuwa po na katulad po ng ating kaibigan at titulo na Senator Jingo Estrada na sinusuportahan din po na itong panukala na ito. Kaya ito po ay magandang senyales para sa una sa NCMF at sa lahat po ng Muslim dito sa Pilipinas. Tanungin lang po natin kasi ito maganda lahat sa plano. Pero may budget pa tayo dito. Kailangan natin katukin si Atty. Tricia M. Baraan. Ito po namang sinusulong po natin ay hindi pa naman yung magtatayo. Ito pa lamang po yung digitalization. Opo, kasi sa ngayon, wala po sa committee natin yung pagdadagdag ng Sharia Court. Ito po ay nasa Committee on Justice na kay Senator Tolentino po ito. Inaantay pa po natin siya na mag-hearing. Kaya po sa ngayon, ang sinusulong po natin ay magagdagan ng kapangyarihan ang NCMF at makapag-digitalization. Sa ngayon, ang gusto po natin kahit na paperless, kumbaga digital. Opo, meron po ba tayong pagkukunan, Ma'am Baraan, attorney?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. So first of all po, we support po lahat ng activities po for our Muslim brothers and sisters. So as to the strengthening of the NCMF, ay naman po yun, they can submit po if they need additional positions, but the same shall be subject to the evaluation of the DBM for the position. As to the digitalization naman po, we have requirements po during budget preparations na dapat nasa ISSP na, etc. And we raise for clarification lang to ensure po na wala siyang duplication po kasi PSA also have a system. So ano bang gagawin na sharing of data po ba yun? Or kung ano pong magiging procedure niya to ensure po niya walang duplication. Pwede po nila ito po siya during budget prep.
Thank you, ma'am. Naku, napakagandang balita yan. NCMF, wala silang kontra. Ang kailangan lang ay masigurado nila na walang duplication ng trabaho ng PSA at sa inyo. Ito po ba, attorney, napag-aralan nila po ba ito na pwede tayong maging digital dyan sa NCMF?
Actually po, Senator, sometime, I think, if I'm not mistaken po, we actually met with the Supreme Court January of this year. We had a meeting with the Chief Justice himself, and the Court Administrator, Attorney Villanueva, was there. And na-bring up po actually namin itong bill na to. At that time, House bill pa lang po siya. We got it up to them, and ang initial response ni Chief Justice is that there's two approaches to this. Yung digitalization is something that, in fact, after po nung meeting I had succeeding meetings with Attorney Villanueva whereby we discussed the possibility of how we can set up a framework between NCMF and the Sharia courts. Kasi basically po, ang gustong mangyari ng batas is that yung, let's say, yung mga submissions ng birth certificates, ng mga death certificates, actually natin marriage contracts or divorce, pwedeng lumalabas magiging conduit si NCMF ng mga Sharia courts. Sa initial discussions po namin ng Office of the Court Administrator po, basically si Supreme Court has already strengthened yung online presence nila. So it's only a matter for us to be able to hop on to yung platform nila. So ang amin po is, ang concern ko lang at that time was that since hindi namin sigurado kung pasok yun dun sa mandate namin, kung pwede namin i-propose sa project. But with this particular legislation, malinaw na po that it will be. And given po yung opportunity na maipasok po ito, definitely we would take advantage of the opportunity na makasakay because ako po personally from prior to the government, obviously during the pandemic, nasaksihan ko po yung convenience ng online presence ng Supreme Court with all the video conference hearings, with all the manner in which you can communicate with them. Ang amin lang is that I think with the bill, feasible po ito provided that hindi po kami magdalawang isip kasi at that time sa mandate namin hindi namin sure kung pasok. But with this proposed bill, I think pwede naman po talaga.
Napakasarap naman matinig dito na ang partner natin dito talaga, Supreme Court. Nagkakaroon na kayo talaga ng pag-uusap.
Opo, actually, they were also invited to sa committee hearings po sa lower house when this bill was being proposed. And immediately after po na nagkaroon po kami ng 2 more visits with them, 2 more sit-downs where we discussed na po na probably from there, yung commitment was already there. Ang tanong na lang is yung logistics budget, how to implement it. So kami po, actually ang nakapending po sa amin was that we wanted to also find out with the particular IT agencies ng government how to implement something like this kasi syempre yung know-how po kailangan namin i-acquire from the outside.
Okay, parang hagupit sa kalabaw yan, tumama doon sa kabayo. DCIT, parang sa inyo tumama yung tanong na yun. Dinadaan lang sa akin. Ma'am, hello. Apa, ayun, si Yusek Almirol, parang Sa akin lang po pinagdaan, pero sa inyo po ang tumbok. Paano po natin sasagutin yan? Paano po daw nyo gagawin yung technology na yan na hindi magkakaroon ng overlapping sa PSA, magiging ang Sharia nasa ilalim ng Supreme Court. Paano po? Napag-isipan niyo na po ba ito? Nagkaroon na po ba kayo ng pag-uusap ng NCMF at ng Supreme Court?
First, Senator, we're very supportive. And I think this is very timely. Christian and Muslim brothers, there's no difference. We need to digitalize. And in fact, the BARM, including MINDA, signed actually a memorandum of understanding to the ICT to really digitalize also everything about our Muslim brothers. So yun po yung, wala pinagkaiba po ito. Hindi po, wala pong dapat pantapantay po yan. Honorable Senator. In fact,
salamat po. Napakasarap pong madinig nun sa inyo. Maraming salamat po. Yes, pantay-pantay. Praise God.
Yes, Honorable Senator. In fact, doon po sa kanan po ngayon, sa DICT, meron tayong natawag po na civil registry. So ito po yung counterpart naman po doon sa ginagawa po sa Sharia court na nag-issue sila ng birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate. And the ICT, part po ng Section 11 po ng proposed na batas as crafted by you, Honorable Senator, is the Commission, the NCMF, and the ICT, in coordination with Supreme Court, shall create a digital platform that allows paperless filing of routine documents such as marriage certificate, birth certificate, death certificate, and the collection of appropriate court fees for this purpose. So, timely po ito, Honorable Senator. In fact, we will be guided by NCMF. Tama po yung sabi ng DBM po kanina. Sa ISSP po, kailangan ilagay lang po yun yung gusto kong gawin ng NCMF. So yung ISSP po, Honorable Senator, is a document na sila po mag-explain kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin. Hindi po si DICT. Kami po ay susunod. Kasi po, we will not do their job po in terms of digital. We were just here to assist. The ICT, Mr. Senator, is actually an enabler. Partner po kami sa digitalization. Pero yung masusunod po sa gustong gawin sa ahensya, manggagaling po yun sa ahensya. So hindi po si DICT ang magdidikta po para sa kanila. So didiktahan po kami ng NCMF na ito yung pangarap namin gawin. Susulat po yan sa ISSP. Pag nasulat na po yan, re-reviewin po yan ng DICT. Meron po kaming bureau sa DICT, Honorable Senator, ang pangalan po niya ay Government Digital Transformation Bureau. So pag i-review po namin yan at pinirmahan na po namin po yan at pag nabigay na po pabalik po sa kanila yung document, pupunta na po yan sa DBM para doon na po sila manghihingi po ng pondo. Ganun po yung proseso, Honorable Senator. So I think hindi po ito bago po. Ginagawa na po ito ng iba-ibang ahensya. So susundan lang po yung proseso po ng NCMF. In fact, meron kaming team po, sir, no, if you need assistance on that process, we're willing to sit down po with NCMF to assist them. Thank you, Honorable Senator.
Maraming salamat po, Yusek. Malinaw na hindi po magkakaroon ng overlapping. Okay. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po. Meron po akong tanong sa DOJ. Opo, kasi ang ganda ng palitan ng mga kuro-kuro, ang partnership ng NCMS, Supreme Court, tumutulong ang DCID, andyan ng DPM. Wala po ba kaming nalalabag na batas dito na existing na law? Baka meron po ba, Sir Attorney Ulysses Aguila?
Magandang hapon po, Senator. The DOJ support the expansion powers and function of the NCMF and the accessibility of Sharia courts to Muslim Filipinos residing in areas with no Sharia courts. Ang concern lang po ng DOJ dito is with the sections on rules and procedures, kailangan lang po ma-ensure natin na ang batas na ito ay hindi nag-go bilang sa rulemaking power ng Supreme Court. So, meron pong mga provisions dito na lalo sa ating Constitution, Section 5 of Article 8 of the 87 Constitution enumerates the powers solely lodged with the SC. Hindi ko na po babanggitin. Pero ang nakalagay po dito sa bill na ito, yung filing or submission of legal documents relative to a case filed before the Sharia courts, the digital transformation of services and payment of legal fees are vital court processes, practice and procedure that the determination of which is reserved only to the SC, to the Supreme Court. Pero kung may coordination na naman po ang NCMF sa Supreme Court about these rules, wala pong problema. Thank you po.
Yun, kaya to, habugit na naman sa kalabaw yun, sa kabayo tumama. Kayo, no? Kapatid, ikaw ang sumagot nun. Kasi kayo ang gagawa ng Supreme Court ng guidelines dyan.
With regards po doon, actually we acknowledge and again as a lawyer myself, I agree po doon sa position na yun. And we will definitely differ obviously po doon sa mga bagay of which is exclusively within the authority of the Supreme Court. Ang amin po is we will obviously take advantage of the opportunity na binibigay po ng bill, but again, subject po doon sa kung ano po yung nararapat. And we will definitely make sure that we will abide by all of these things po.
Siyempre, lahat pa rin ng desisyon kung paano gagawin, manggagaling pa rin sa Supreme Court. Tayo susunod. Tayo hindi lalabag sa konstitusyon. Okay, malinaw po yun, Sir DOJ. Apo, salamat po. May tanong lang po ako sa PSA kasi baka parang sumisibakot sila kanina pa ba? Sir PSA, ano po sa palagay po ninyo? Okay po ba sa inyo itong mga pinag-uusapan namin dito? Hindi po ba nasasagasaan ang inyong ahensya?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. So, actually, Mr. Chair, ang ahensya po namin ay nagpapasalamat on this kind of initiative ng ating Senate pertaining to the promoting yung ating interest ng ating mga kapatid po ng Muslim. However, sir, may mga certain provisions lang po kami na kailangan linawin with respect dito sa ating mga proposed Senate bill and same time yung House bill po. Kasi po napapansin po namin, dito po kasi is yung paggawa po ng isang yung digitalized system, parang nandun lang po yung si Supreme Court, and then pinupupos po sana namin na ma-include din yung PSA since na under our RA number 10625, ito po yung batas kung saan binigay po yung PSA. Sinasabi po kasi dito na si PSA has the power and function to carry out, enforce, and administer civil registration functions in the country as provided by Act number 3753. So, because of that function po na binibigay sa amin, so we also appeal na, sa pag-create po ng ating yung digital platform, allowing paperless filing of confronting documents is masali din po sana si PSA. So, yun po yung una kong comment. And pangalawa po, correct me if I'm wrong sa ating NCFF at yung ating mga taga-Sharia dito. Kasi based po sa ating PD 1083 and at the same time yung kanyang implementing rules and regulations, hindi po lahat ng vital events is nare-rehistro sa Sharia. So, ang problema po namin dito, Mr. Chair, is just in case na ang batas na ito is to cover natin lahat kung ano yung nakalagay dito. Baka hindi makuha yung kita kasi ang mga civil registry documents na po talaga na nare-rehistro sa ating mga Sharia courts are the Muslim marriages and then yung divorce, yung mga divorce po natin, and then yung revocation, and then yung conversion to Islam po. For the birth and death, there are still registered child involving Muslim po itong mga to, rinirehistro pa rin po sila doon sa ating local civil registry offices. So yun po yung gusto namin i-comment kasi baka hindi ma-cover yung data. And then yung pangalawa, regarding po doon sa annual report, kasi po parang nung nabasa namin, pagkakaroon ng annual report pertaining to the Muslim population, siguro yung isa kong kasama dito, madidiscuss niya. Kasi po ang CPH is ginagawa lang po every 10 years. So pag annual yun, baka hindi po namin ma-update agad-agad yung data na hinihingi. So yun po yung isang concern po namin. So I think sir, baka pwede mo na lang elaborate yung CPH. Thank you po.
Mr. Raul M. Ludovice. Sir, pakipaliwanag mo po.
Okay, magandang hapon po, Mr. Senator and guests. So, ano po, ang 2020 Census of Population, ang Census of Population po natin, ayon sa batas ay kailangan isagawa kada 10 taon. So, nasa batas po yun. So, medyo magastos po talaga kasi ang census election. So, hindi po natin po pwedeng gawin siyang every year. So, wala naman po bansa na nagpakontak talaga ng census every year. So, yun po ang magiging ano natin, na base doon sa Section 17, yung amendment to Section 17, sinasabi po doon na magpo-provide ng NSO sa PSA sa annual report ng latest updates on the population Muslims. Bagamat pwede naman po siguro mag-estimate pero hindi po yun magiging official base sa actual data. So sa ngayon po ang magpapangako lang po namin is yun nga po, hindi po siya magiging annual. Pero po ang layunin po ng DTK census natin ay to update the population count in all barangays nationwide, primarily for the computation of ERA or NPA. So unfortunately, religious affiliation is not among those included in the DTK census. So yun po yung magiging worry namin, baga hindi po namin. So ang numero po ng ating mga kapatid na Muslim ay base lang po talaga sa census data kung kailan po nagkakaroon ng census.
Sir, meron po ba yung in-between? At yung sinabi niyo pong in-between, ano po yan?
Indicate census po, pero ang pinakalayunin lang po ng indicate census is actually to update the population count in all barangays nationwide, primarily for the computation of ERA or yung national tax allocation. So, medyo maliit lang po ang budget doon at saka konti lang po ang tinatanong, age, sex, and I don't know, marital status siguro. Pero basic socioeconomic and demographic characteristics, unfortunately po hindi po kasama religious affiliation. The last time na nakasama po ang religious affiliation was bago po isinagawa yung pag-create ng farm kasi nagkaroon ng request from legislators na alamin kung ano yung latest population count ng Muslims because due to the impending creation of farm then. So sa ngayon po na-created na yung farm. So in the 2020 CPH, kasama po siya kasi yun yung mid-decade every 10 years. Pero in 2025, hindi po yata kasama ang religious affiliation. So the next one will be in 2030.
Maraming salamat po. Hayaan niyo po, lahat po ng inyong concern, susunod po kami. Opo, at yan po ay makikita niyo po bilang amendment na lang. Mag-usap po tayo bago po tayo gumawa ng committee report. Pag-usapan po natin na kailangan po marinig namin at sundin namin kung ano yung nararapat. Maraming salamat po. Meron lang po akong gustong tanungin sa ating, kasi narinig po natin, puro legal. Siyempre lahat po ito babagsak pa rin sa religious. Tatanungin lang po natin yung ating mga religious na mga bisita, katulad po ni Ustad Isa Javier. Meron po tayong tatanungin din kay Imam Binil Abu Haris Anwari. Unahin po natin si Ustad. Ustad Isa Javier, nandyan po kayo. Assalamualaikum. Brother, magandang tanghali po. Opo, brother, na monitor po po niyo yung pinag-uusapan po patungkol po dito sa digitalization? Opo, meron po ba kaming nalalabag dito sa ating pong usapin ng pagiging pagsunod po sa Islam? Meron po ba kaming nalalabag dito sa digitalization? Brother, sorry po, Ustads, parang mahina po yung pasok ng audio po ninyo. Ustads, mahina po. Mahina talaga. Sandali lang po, Ustads, medyo mahina po yung pasok ng audio po ninyo. Nakapool tayo. So, kay Ustads yan. Ano pwedeng gawin ni Ustads? Waalaikumsalam. Opo, medyo mahina lang po, Ustads, kasi. Ustads, meron po ba kayong mic? May mic po kayo ngayon? Hello, Ustads. Opo, mahina po kasi hindi po namin kayo masyadong marinig. Opo. Pwede po yung, may meron po ba kayong mic ngayon, Ustads? May mic po kayo? Ustads, tatawagan po namin kayo uli. Tatawag po sa inyo yung technical namin. Tawag po sa inyo marinig, Ustads.